There was Donnie, and I walked off stage, and I just was so pumped, and I had sucked so bad. I walked right up to Donnie and said, "How do you think I did?" And he went, "Well, as long as you had fun." And I thought, fuck yeah, I had a great time. So I didn't stop. Good thing I didn't listen to you. But it's been a long time. It's been 28, 29 years. There are a billion stories I can tell you about Donnie Coy, but there's a lot of people here who want to talk about Donnie and what he means to them. Or not. Yeah. But so you know what? I've never had a good show in front of you, but today, you don't sign my fucking checks anymore. Everybody got an email through the roster at Yuck Yucks. I never got one. So if Mark shows up, I really have nothing to lose. You picked the wrong fucking MC, Coy. That's what I have to say. I know shit about you and most of the comics from spending time in the club day after day after day that you may want. No, well, that's good. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I ain't seen shit. Not saying anything. But we do have some people here who are not stand-up comics, and I should mention just a couple of quick things. For those of you who don't know, Donnie does know because I told him 3 years after it happened that I had a kidney transplant. So there's a lot of, yeah, I got a kidney from my brother. He was pissed when he found out we took it. Aside from that, since then I've had the wonderful opportunity to have cancer, pulmonary embolism, enlarged heart. I now have some growth on my spine that's causing my right arm to go numb, and I take Percocet for the pain. So if I look like I don't care, I don't fucking care. But that's why I sit, because I also, the doctor said that I've torn my meniscus. I said, I don't even know anything about houseplants. What the fuck are you talking about? But I have a bad knee. Yeah, thanks for the late laugh, just like the light. But our first speaker today, and I'll move the seat out of the way, we did also have PowerPoint presentations. We had a wonderful group of comics. Howie Mandel, the late George Carlin, all sent us video greetings for Donnie. Can't make them work. So if you want to come over at the table afterwards, we'll all watch them together and have some wings. Or Donnie, you can take them home, and Manolis can show you how to fucking work the computer, okay? Tell them what? Who's actually on there? Do you want to know? Okay, on there, Kevin McGrath sent one, Brent Piaskowski sent one from Los Angeles. Let me see. Howard Busgang sent one. Mike McDonald sent one. Nick Carmen Cosentino from Chicago sent one. Big Daddy Graham sent one. Also on there is, I'm forgetting, Johnny Guardhouse, thank you. Mike Wilmot sent one from England. Yeah, so imagine how disappointed you are now. So, rest of you people, brilliant comedy. Oh, fuck you, great. You know what? You can post them on your Facebook.
I will.
Sure, because they gave them to me, so they must be public now. There you go. But enough of my horseshit, and that's all it is. But Donnie, I have plenty of things to say. I'm sure I'll get my chance. But I want to introduce first from London, a gentleman who came up. He said he's just a personal friend of Donnie's, and it's okay. And he gave me his card so I remember his name, not like I forget it, but I didn't notice he was a lawyer. Well, surprisingly, Donnie knows a lawyer. This one's in London, by the way. I understand he has them in Hamilton, Niagara Falls, and Windsor as well. Coincidentally. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, first up to the stage to roast Donnie, Mr. Peter Quigley. Peter?
Be nice. Try and change. Go ahead, Peter.
Yes, so I want to just let everybody know I am not a professional comedian, okay? You might have trouble believing that after I'm done. But the fact is I'm a lawyer, and I'm Donnie's lawyer. And Donnie, I got to know him in London, Ontario. He was coming down and basically drinking all the black Russians they could make him at the press club. And when I was the director of that wonderful organization, which has since gone out of business since Donnie quit coming to town. But Donnie was, we became acquainted there, and I've represented him on a number of occasions on his what was that, 3 or 4 drunk driving, impaired driving, and I did my best, but as Donnie pointed out, it probably wasn't a good idea to hire a real estate lawyer to represent him in criminal court. But I did come and visit him at the Exeter jail almost daily. I came up and saw him, and I think that's where we got bonded, was with my visits to you at the jail. So anyways, today I'm a little conflicted because I've come here today with a little bit of bad news for Donnie. At his last show in London, which I was the impresario, was that the word? I was the impresario. I helped organize a nice show for about 140 people there. That was when Donnie was drawing the big crowds. But we had a nice show, and Donnie put on a show, and actually it's a nostalgic feeling today. I'm looking forward to hearing all those jokes all over again. But we had a nice show that night, and Donnie, it got a bit late, and so Donnie had to stay over with, and one of our upstanding members offered Donnie that he could stay at her house that night, and that's Mrs. As he called her, Mrs. O'Hara, although her name was really O'Brien, but Donnie got that wrong. But actually, the reason I'm a little conflicted is that Mrs. O'Hara has retained my services, and I've told her that, well, it's a bit of a conflict because I also represent Donnie. But she's bringing a support claim against you, Donnie. You know, that visit that you made a couple of years ago to London, well, that bore fruit, and you might not even know that. And anyways, what is little Damien? How old is he now? 4? Yeah, it's 4. He's really doing well. He eats a lot, though. And anyway, so I think we can work this out, and I'm only going to act as a conciliation between the two of you. She wants half of the cardboard box down by the river that you live in. And I think, so we're going to work that out later, Donnie, if that's okay with you. Anyways, on a serious note, I want to say that Donnie Coy has been, I mean, for all of you, I'm sure you all include him as one of the greatest characters you've ever met in your life. And since I met Donnie, I mean, it was immediate hatred when we met, and have we ever said a civil word to each other? I don't think so. And he, you know, my wife would have been with me here tonight, but she declined to come down to join me today, so I brought Mrs. O'Hara with me. Although, if you are talking to my wife, she's Joe Belanger, if anybody wants to know. So she was going to come, but then I told her it was for Donnie, and she declined. Donnie, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think it had something to do with you said to her Mexican friend. My wife is from Mexico, and just after we were married, I brought her down to the club. She met Donnie. Donnie immediately glommed onto her girlfriend with the biggest hits, and was staring at them like mercilessly. And then he told, her name was Michelle, and he told Michelle, nice, you know, friendly Mexican story. Michelle, do you know what happens in Texas after they have a big storm in Mexico? No, Donnie, what happened? It rains gardeners for 3 weeks. This is what he told her. I translated for my wife. She hasn't spoken to him in 6, 7 years now. Donnie, I want to wish you, on behalf of Mrs. O'Hara, my newest client, and everybody in London and the press club, we love you. I hope you have another 65 years. Keep on going, Donnie. Do what you do. Thank you.
That was actually very well done, Peter. Give him another hand. I guess you should shake his hand, Donnie. Don't worry, he'll email you the bill for $150 for his 10 minutes. For a long time, people used to say I look like Donnie Coy. Yeah, that was a real fucking compliment. But when he was younger and in good shape, when I didn't know him, we started out at Maple Leaf Village. I was an amateur comic in Hamilton, and he said, you should come and do amateur comedy, and then I gave him a resume that I could cook, and I ended up being the cook at the new Yuck Yucks in Niagara Falls, and we were opening up the place, and we walked down the hallway. There's a little ice cream shop down just maybe 40 feet from the front doors of Yuck Yucks, and Donnie and I are standing there together. We were just grabbing a coffee, and the young girl behind, I mean, I was what, 24, Donnie was 42. All right, you're not buying that either. So We walk in the store, and the little girl's getting us some coffee, and I mean little, she's like 16, 17. You gotta remember, if you don't know Donnie, if you haven't seen him on stage, and who hasn't, he has 2 words that only Donnie Coy can say a certain way. And the young woman handed the coffees over, and Donnie paid for them as gracious as he always is, and she looked up at me, and she looked at him, and she went, "Is that your dad?" And to the 16-year-old, beautiful little girl, Donnie went, "Fuck off!" Donnie's 2 words. Next comic I saw, or our next guest to talk about Donnie, I saw for the very first time at a show and just like love this guy. He did the comedy for kidneys thing with me in Niagara Falls. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Clifford Myers. Clifford.
Hey Donnie, happy birthday buddy, I'm your stripper. Let's see, you dressed up for the occasion. You look like a manager at Party Packagers. That's right. That's good. Happy birthday, bud. I'm glad to be here. I was going to get you a black Russian, but it's Hamilton. I can only afford a brown Pollock. So, this is good. I'm glad that we're honoring the one man that dishonors everything. And he really is that one snaggletooth that ruins a blowjob, but let's do this. Let's honor Donnie Coy. Honor the man. He likes to tell everyone how he gave me my start. And like he's like, I love comedy, it's my favorite thing to do. He's always like, I gave this guy a start, yeah, on a Hooters patio. You gave me my start. Thank you, Donnie. You paid me in chicken wings. It was 100 pounds before I met you. Thanks a lot, Donnie. I really appreciate it. And you gave me my first gig driving a pro comic. We drove all the way to Kingston for Time to Laugh, where he came up with a big lie on why we shouldn't drive, what's his name? Jay Scott? Jay Brown. Why we shouldn't drive him home. Because he hates the fucking guy. And so the whole time he's like, oh yeah, we're not driving your way. We're going to Ottawa for Clifford's aunt. She's dying soon. And so like, Jay's like leaving. He's like, hey, have a good weekend. I'm so sorry about your aunt. I'm like, Donnie? Like, I was raised a Christian and he's making me lie like this? That's horrible. He refuses to not smoke in my car. I hate the guy. Like, because my passenger window doesn't go down. I drive a 97 Buick LeSabre. Very similar to your genetic makeup. And yeah, I feel like I wrote some jokes for you, and I totally forgot all of them. I'll go through a couple. Like, this is good. You've had a long legacy, Donnie. You've owned a Yuck Yucks, and you got divorced, and life got ruined. And then, you know, nothing's really happening for Donnie now. He's like the Malaysian airplane. There's no chance of a comeback. It's great looking at you tonight. You look like a Pokemon with Downs. It's great. Good to see you. Kind of does. If you look at him, it's hard. Try not to, but if you look. You're staying true to that goatee, so that's good. He's still not in jail or dead. All of us have lost so much money on you. We've lost so much money on you. No, this is great. I hope you have a good day. There's amazing comedians here from Yuck Yucks, and you all have to return to Emperor Breslin later. So I hope you guys have a great time honoring Donnie, and thank you very much for everything. And I hope you have a great night. Take care, buddy.
Clifford Myers. Yeah, like you painted on 100 wings. Clifford mentioned drives and everything. Oh, you know what? I did want to mention. Nick Carmen Cosentino sent the longest video. He couldn't figure out how to download the thing. And then afterwards, as if he hadn't sent enough, he sends back, oh, Mark, I forgot one thing. Maybe you can introduce my video by telling Donnie that I said something I should have said years ago. Donnie, you look bad in a hat. The doors went out in 1956, for fuck's sakes. Unless you're in the cast of Mad Men, change your look. I always wanted to tell you, you look like a fucking goofball. P.S. When are we going to play backgammon again? You loser. Apparently he just destroyed you with backgammon. That's what he told me, and that's what I told them. Some of you people look appalled at some of the things we're saying. Buckle the fuck up. Trust me. Donnie's always looking for rides. I don't know why. Is it just, did you finally lose your license? I was missing for that. No, just, okay, it's the budget thing. Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, you forget. I knew you from the little place when you guys were in Hamilton. Then you moved to that, what, 8,000 square foot palatial place with a pool. Oh, you had a pool with a fucking Yuck Yucks logo in the bottom. How pretentious is that for this stuff? We went to a barbecue at his house. Oh yeah, fuck, you remember this, right? I'm running the club at the time. He goes for a dive in the pool like Mr. Johnny Weissmuller for the younger people. Fuck off, I didn't explain it. Whacks his head on the bottom of the pool. I mean, poof, like this. Gets up, and all I saw, I'm like, oh my God, I dove in the pool, and I helped him to the side. Gives his head a shake. What does he say? Not thank you. He goes, yeah, you saw your meal ticket going down, didn't you? Maybe next time I won't get up so quickly. You drop dead now, my meniscus is torn, so I ain't fucking moving. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, one of his main drivers nowadays, please welcome to stage comic Mr. Jerry. Oh, Jerry Hall, I know. Fuck, we worked on all that technical shit together, and Jerry that. Come on, oh, you're going to try that anyway? All right. Get off stage.
Clearly the best introduction I've ever had.
Yeah, like one of Donnie's.
Yeah, as Mark let you know, I am Donnie's main driver. Here's what happened. I was starting out doing comedy, and Donnie would say, hey, how you doing, every now and then, not much. And then he found out I could drive, and he realized I was funny all of a sudden. So what we got here is, I was, in case some of you don't know, I was setting this up from the organizational side. And as you can tell, I did a spectacular job. But I did get some, I'm not really going to do any roast jokes myself, but I got some emails back from people. And this was supposed to be a PowerPoint presentation up on here, but they spent $5,000 on the screen, didn't buy the $300 part to make it actually work. So I'm going to be reading them off. I know this is lame. I'm sorry, but we're just going to go. Seriously, you're going to do this to me? I'm going to start swearing.
Swear.
Cocksucker.
Which one, Jared?
Wait a minute. There we go. All right. This part is just the intro. You can't see it anyway. Donnie Coy's 65th birthday. Email wishes. I worked hard on this. It kind of pisses me off that you guys can't really see it. Anyway, the first email wish was from Chris Quigley, who couldn't make it. This is the only real one. The rest is all bullshit. So what he said is, when I first started out comedy, Donnie was a huge inspiration to me and helped me out a lot. So I thought, what could I do to repay him for all of that? Then it came to me, I'll fuck his daughter. Then he ends with, that's right, the Coy's got some quiggle wiggle. The next one came from Rob Ford Mayor at Toronto.ca. Happy 65th, Mr. Coy. Now please stop getting drunk in public and embarrassing yourself. Or at least make sure nobody's recording you on a fucking cell phone when you end up smoking crack. Because then you have to hire someone to kill them. Never mind. That's why I don't do political comedy. Right. From John Travolta at Scientology.com. Happy 65th 61st? Happy 65th birthday, my old friend. Now please stop using that picture of you and me as your Facebook profile pic. I haven't been offered a decent role since you started using it. The next one is from Montreal Yuck Yucks at yuckyucks.com. 65 years? Holy crap, you only lasted 65 days. Only the comics get that. And even they didn't find it funny. The next one is from Kahlua at gmail.com. And it just says, thank you, 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 thank you. Next one is from the Canada Revenue Agency. Happy 65th. Birthday riddle. Well, wears a fedora and owes us a shitload of money. Haha, kidding. See you Monday. Next one is from the Six Nations Reserve at cheapsmokes.com. Happy 65th birthday. Thanks for supporting our people with your purchase of our tobacco products. Seriously? Sorry, last month's cigarette order was delayed. The flatbed truck collapsed under the weight. The next one is from All Female Comics. Happy 65th, you dear sweet man. Please stop sending us dick pics. Next is from Death at CompuServe.net. Death has an old email address. That's weird. Happy 65th. Wait, what? Let me check my notes. Damn, you are still alive. Well, it looks like the Canada Revenue Service has you on Monday. I'll see you Tuesday. The important thing about comedy is to keep the flow. The next one is from Donnie Coy's Keyboard at hotmail.com. Happy birthday. This one doesn't actually work without you being able to see it. So I'm just going to skip by it. It has to do with a sticky keyboard. It's kind of close. Next one is from vodka at smirnoff.ru. So happy 65th, comrade. Maybe if I bought my daughter a better computer. Remember in 1989 when you quit drinking vodka for 2 weeks and the Russian economy collapsed and communism fell? Good times. We're almost done. Would have been done. Next one is from Fake Poker at fakepoker.net. You know it's not real money, right? Next one's from the Hamilton Tiger Cats at tigercats.ca. Happy 65th birthday. Thanks for all your loyal fan support over the years. Now please stop sending us dick pics. Next one is from Satan at Microsoft.net. Happy 65th birthday to my favorite comic. Hate to bring this up, but that soul that you sold me a few years ago burst into flame the second I got it near the fires of hell. Almost like it was soaked in alcohol or something. Weird. This was a 6-minute thing when I was... Next one is from, well, this is an easy one. Next one is from Donnie Coy's liver at beergutstop.com. You son of a, drink a fucking pop or something once in a while. Oh, this is interesting because I'm a Leafs fan. I hate the Montreal Canadiens, but they sent an email. That's weird. Montreal Canadiens, our fans are arroganttricks.ca. Happy 65th birthday, Monsieur Coy. Now please, keep sending us dick pics. Every guy on our team wants to see as many dick pics as we can because we love dick pics. I didn't know that about the Canadians. Mark Breslin at yuckyucks.ca. Yeah. Happy 65th birthday to one of Yuck's best headliners. It's good I haven't read this one through yet. Best wishes on your day. P.S. Remember when you used to let that Jerry Hall guy open for you so you could get free rides to your gigs? What a douche that guy was. And I think we're almost done. Carlos the Jackal. I don't know if you know Carlos the Jackal, the assassin. That was weird. Carlos the Jackal at desert.com. Happy 61st birthday, Mr. Coy. Thank you for the offer, but I'm in jail in France, so I'm not taking any new contracts right now. Say hi to this Lydia person anyway, though. And the last one is a group email that came from Donnie Coy's dentist, Donnie Coy's barber, Donnie Coy's gym, and Alcoholics Anonymous. It just says, where the fuck have you been? Sorry that took way too long. Have a good time.
Jerry, yeah, drawbacks. Yes. You know what, Jerry? I'm a little disappointed. You went to all those websites and got shit. Everybody else here wrote material for this. Lazy bastard. Mark Breslin, I understood, might be here today. Did he make it? No. Okay. But I was wanting to get back on the Yuck Yucks roster. I mean, you got to remember, I started out as the cook at the Niagara Falls Yuck Yucks because I just wanted to do stand-up. And Donnie gave me the opportunity to be bad. That's what it is when you're starting out. You got to be on stage and have the opportunity. And he let me be very bad on stage for quite some time. But up until about 2 years ago, I hadn't figured it out. Then I went to Yuck Yucks and I said, I'd like to get back on the roster, and you got to fill out stuff and see people, and you got to go to lunch with Mark or some fucking ceremony. I don't know. Anyway, I didn't do it in the right order. The young woman in the office said, well, you don't get a lot of bookings because, you know, you're back new on the roster and a lot of the guys aren't getting a lot of work, and you're a veteran comic. And I bristled at that. It's like, veteran? I know what you're fucking saying. I'm old. That's what it is. I'm old. And I thought, you know what, little bitch? What the fuck? I've been doing stand-up comedy since before you were born. Okay, that's probably the wrong argument to use right now. But Mark and I still remember the first time I felt Mark respected me not only as a comic, but as a club manager, was when, oh, what, like a walkout? Oh, no, it's all. Yeah, like I had a walkout. But Mark Breslin said to me, let's go have something to eat. So we went to a restaurant together, we sat down, and I thought, you know what? He's going to buy lunch, we're talking, this is cool, he's not going nuts, everything's awesome. He says to me, well, you know this place, what's good? And I said, oh, shrimp. And he said, what did you call me? I said, sorry, prawns, have the prawns. Because see, Mark's only about that tall. The rest of the comics are afraid to laugh, or that wasn't that funny. But yeah, I called Breslin a shrimp. Inappropriate. Inadvertently. I would, if he was here, I would have done that joke. Is he here? Are you here, Mark? Oh, fuck off, like I care. Mark, are you here? Really? Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Darren. Darren's his second. This was the dog. Anyway, enough of my work. I wanted to, I also forgot to mention two others who were on the videos. Tom Stade sent one from England, and I'll mention later one more about it, but Wayne Trammell also, I got Wayne to sing. So, yeah, see, there was all that, and we missed it. But, you know, I only spent 3 hours last night or 4 this morning figuring the fucking thing out, and like Jerry said, $300 piece, nothing. Anyway, Terry Clement, I know very little about, but I've been around circles and yuck-yucks, but apparently Donnie likes them or recognizes 2 more words. You okay, Donnie?
Good.
Good. How many Black Russians you had?
None of your fucking
Business. No.
Officer.
You forget, I used to keep your booze separate in the inventory so Lydia wouldn't go fucking bananas, alright? I covered your ass long enough. Anyway, I just want to know if you were tuned up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Terry Clement. Terry, come on up.
All right. Well, yes, good evening. I have known Donnie for a long fucking time. My first Western tour was with Donnie. He's the headliner. He took me out there, taught me about all the bad things you do on the road. And I passed it on to another generation. Yes. Anyways, I'm just going to be short and sweet. I just wrote you a song, and it's called Donnie Coy. It smells like a rose. Looks like an asshole. It's a poor poet, Donnie Coy. Oh, Donnie Coy, only his toilet knows the repercussions for an old boy who's likely to soil it after one many 2 Black Russians that he enjoys. But what can I say? It's like his liver was made to give her, or it's made of alloy, or some kind of something we have yet to discover. But I bet you could set Donnie's liver on fire. Donnie Coy would live on. You could take out his liver, I bet it would smell like a tire. Donnie Coy would live on. Live on. Give me your old bastard. I love you. Good night.
Terry Clement. Donnie always used to tell me, say their name again as you get up on the stage. Terry Clement. So we're all going to pick on your Black Russians. We're all going to pick on your drinking. We're all going to pick on your smoking and whatever. And, you know, and then there's all the other shit that nobody knows about, your bad knees, so you can't run across a parking lot of a hotel in Mount Laurel when there's 2 girls in your room stealing all your fucking shit. We'll go into that story, right? Yeah, or the cops picking you up twice as we went across the border. Not only in Buffalo they did charge you with speeding, but an hour later in Rochester even charged you speeding, where the state officer looked in the car and said, "Hey, have you ever had a ticket in the state of New York before?" And he said, "Yes." He goes, "You remember when that was?" I'm in the right-hand seat going, "What, an hour ago?" No, nobody knows about those things, but it's not important anyway. I had one more note. Oh, I forgot. I did email some people to send you messages. Gilbert Godfrey, also Emo Phillips, John Travolta. I sent one through his agency just for the fucking fun of it to see if it was honest to God. I sent these people things because Donnie's always referred to them whenever they're in the club as my new best friend. This is my new best friend. And for 3 days they were his new best friend. As soon as they left town, they'd go, "Burn my fucking number." We're all there, and I always just sort of picked up after him and went, I don't know where he is now. Remember the night that we were out on the patio? We'd had a few drinks, somebody come pounding on the side doors. Donnie goes rushing to the door, I go with him and go, "Hang on a second." We open up the door, there's 2 kids trying to break into the club. Kids, like 18, 19. Donnie goes, "Fuck off, get away from my club," like this, and this, "Guys, get it," like this, and he goes, "Hey buddy, you want to go?" "No, just get off the fucking patio." And Donnie goes, "Oh, you want to fight?" The guy looks over, he goes, "Tell your giddy friend to shut the fuck up." Because of his fedora, suddenly he's an Italian mafia guy. We had the bikers in one night. All the bikers were there from well, I won't mention who, but they're from an area up around Fort Erie, and they were at their club. The youngest brother was there, and he was heckling during the show, and he wouldn't shut up. And we had an Italian doorman who was so finesse when it came to coming over and talking to people, and he walked up and he kind of went, "Yo, you know what, shut up." When he was supposed to say, "I'm sorry, sir, your conversation is bothering other people around the room. Could you keep it to a minimum?" Well, Mario walked back to the door, and this guy followed, saying, "I'm going to kill that motherfucker." I hit him in the fridge. Well, the biker kid called his bigger biker brother, who showed up, and Donnie's at the end of the bar in the second show, so you know he's had 3, 4, 4 Black Russians by that time. And as he's talking to me, this guy goes, well, it'd be a pretty sad state of affairs if this place just burned to the ground. Honest to God, standing 2 feet from me, looking me in the eye, known to me as a guy who could do it, and Donnie comes shuffling up the bar, right? I'm the manager, he owns the fucking place, right? Shuffling up, and he goes, is there a problem here? I turned and looked at Donnie, I said, now sit down, shut up, and have your drink. He walked away. The biker looks at me and goes, who's that? He said, that's the owner. I said, please don't kill anyone. Cops came in, he left with his brother. As the cops get this, is that the guy who caused the problem? I said, yeah. He goes, is anyone dead? Honestly, the cop said, is anyone dead? The other cop walked out the door, came back in laughing and laughing. I said, what's going on? He goes, the big guy is slapping his brother all the way down the stairs. You called me here because you interrupted a fucking comedy show you're surrounded with? Yeah, they were the HA guys. Yeah, but they're all in prison or dead now, so it's all right. So, you do hand me that little white slip of paper because I just, it's not the fact that I can't remember their names. I'm serious about the Percocet. Thank you, Christine. Oh, how could I forget? See, a lot of these guys I saw when they were middles and then headliners and everything else, and I was still counting fucking money at 2 a.m. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not bitter about that. I have had wonderful times with Yuck Yucks. I've had some times with Donnie I probably can't mention, and then again, who gives a shit, I will. Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful impressionist, a great stand-up comic, and a dear friend of mine for all the time, Mr. Mark Walker. Mark?
Hey, Mark Matthews doing it. Oh, man, that wasn't money you were counting at 2 in the morning, buddy. Good to be here. Well, this is what you used to look like when you worked, right? You might not remember, so I thought I'd bring it out for you. What a night. Who are we honoring? Oh, look at this. We got Donnie Coy, Mark Matthews, Glenn Foster in the back. Oh, it's good to be here at the home. What can we say? They mentioned Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried once said of Donnie Coy in the green room between shows at the Hamilton Club, he should have a nice drink and relax. That's a quote. That was a quote at your expense. As we know, Scott Harris couldn't make it here. He's a mirror shop, and we haven't seen him since 2002. Scott's only goal in life is to die in his own arms. If you ever knew Scott. Gary David once said of Donnie Coy, ah, fuck off. Eric Tunney once said of Donnie Coy, how in the... Of course, there's the drinking stories of Donnie. My favorite one actually was told to me by Eric Tunney, because there's all these classic second show Donnie Coy hammered, trying to get through the night. And it's at the Wellington Street Yuck Yucks, which was, the stage was the size of a postage stamp with the front row right there. And the second show Saturday, and Donnie's, Donnie likes Scott Beveridge, I don't know if you've heard, but, so in second show Saturday, and there's this kid in the front row, and he's kind of he's giving the gear, nice shirt. Why does your shirt fucking say? And the kid's in the front row, 2 feet away from him, and all you hear is, red socks. That one wasn't mine. You were telling me that. My favorite one, it was me and Wesley Herrick working with you, and it was in the wintertime, and we were doing a second show Friday. Remember second show Fridays? Oh, those were the days. But it was a huge blizzard, and again, we're at the London Yucks, where all you had to do was just walk across basically a parking lot to get to the club. And the snow was so thick, and we were there with Wesley Herrick. Now, to preface the story, earlier that day, Wes and I had lunch at a local establishment in London. I don't want to accuse him of false advertising, but I saw no beef and no Baron. So anyway, I leave Wes at about 2 o'clock, and so I come back, I come in for the first show, and Wes obviously had not left the Baron. So Wes is up at the stand-up bar. There was a little holding bar there before the main show, and we had to cancel the second show. I walked in covered in snow when I looked at Donnie, and I go, "Oh man, nice night for a walk." And Donnie's like, "Ah, here we had to cancel a second show. Well, you get paid anyway." And Wes is at the bar like this, with the cigarette drinking. "Ooh, fatty, how's your Mercedes?" But these are some of the memories, and oh my God, 65, man, oh man, I tell you, nobody's upset they lost money betting on you, because they're all dead. So what do they care? I will tell one little story about it, kind of wraps it up, you know, like Donnie was one of the guys that took me under his wing when I was in middle and requested me a lot to do the club with him. And there was good parts to that and bad parts to that, because you work with Donnie, then you drink with Donnie. I don't want to say this business has been tough on me, but oh God, when I started I was 6'3", handsome black man. Look what he did to Ronnie Edwards! But it was actually just last year, I think it was hosting for you in Kitchener, Don, and I hadn't seen you for a couple of years, and I was in really good spirits about it. I was really psyched to be hanging out with you again like the old days. Donnie, of course, had to come in on his own. One night I got a ride in, and the other night I had to rent a car. It was just one of those nights where, you know, one of those weekends we couldn't coordinate anything. And it was years and years and years, and then it was right before the, it was right after the second show, and we were hanging around just a little bit, and I wasn't driving that night. And I looked at Don, and I said, "Holy shit, you know what, something, Don? All these years we've known each other, I don't think I've ever had a black Russian with you." And of course, Donnie just jumps up like a wizard, and he mixes it up. Gets the vodka, and then the Drambuie, and then Kahlua, sorry. I still, you know what? I still love saying you're selling CDs instead of DVDs, just to see you off stage go, "It's a DVD!" I do it on purpose every time. Brings me joy. But anyway, so he gets the Kahlua, and we drink it, and I say goodnight, and then the next day I walk in, and he's looking there, he's got his, he's lining up his CDs for sale, and he looked at me and goes, "Hey, how'd that black Russian treat you?" I said, "Great, I opened 4 fucking clubs." Anyway, my friend, happy birthday. He's got, I think we have to take an intermission because the guest on honor has to pee. Oh, he's doing the Donnie run. He's doing the Donnie run. Okay, wait till he leaves, then we'll really start telling stories. Are you next, Darren?
Yeah.
Holy shit. They put me on. Hey, what's this?
Hey, what, do you think it was a real intermission? Hey, prison break, sit down.
And that was the night the 2 knocks were shot dead.
Don't tell me, baby. Tell all your friends.
Yeah, tell all your friends, baby. There we go. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
he's leaving.
that's
I don't care what Donnie told you. He doesn't need a spotter. Darren Frost is actually next. I actually have the good fortune of going on before Darren. One time at another roast I had to go on after Darren. That's a lot like trying to do a puppet show in Manhattan 5 minutes after Tower 1 fell. Oh yeah, Jimmy Walker actually did this joke on Arsenio Hall about Donnie, and he was on Arsenio Hall. He actually was saying to Arsenio Hall, he goes, "Arsenio, how come there are no black Russians in Canada? Because Donnie Coy drank them all." actually got to see you do that on the air. This could take a long fucking time.
It tends to be sporadic. He doesn't have a very strong stream.
Speaking of streaming, nice video presentation. Actually, we should do my old gag that I would do on people when they go to the washroom. Let's fucking hide on it. Let's get it. Let's go down to the anchor. We'll just have Mark President here pushing your broom. There's no comedy here. Mark President sounds like Richard Simmons. It brings me joy. Also, not only a great comic, Donnie Coy, he also an amazing magician. The fact that he made a wife and 4 clubs disappear. As usual, I'm killing when he's not in the fucking room.
Yeah, I'm not sure what stories I can and can't tell, because as much as this is a roast, anything?
Life's an open book.
Okay, well, hypothetically speaking, if Donnie were to take a young comic under his wing and take him to Ottawa, someone like me, perhaps, and after the show, I said, okay, well, let's go back. No, you know what? We're going to go out for a bit. Where are we going? Just get in the car. Hurry on! And then he'd run like Darren made fun of. And we get a cab, hypothetically, and we drove to a place in Ottawa called The Market. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sitting in the front of the cab, Donnie's in the back of the cab, and suddenly we pull up the side of the street, and the man who is driving the cab has been in the country 8 weeks from Nigeria. His name is I didn't catch it. But he explained it to me as Donnie was looking and looking around, and suddenly Donnie yells, "Stop here!" Hypothetically. He rolls down the window, and a woman comes over to the window of the cab and says, "Hey, you want a party?" I thought, well, we just finished 2 shows, it's getting late, I don't think that'd be appropriate. But Donnie goes, "Yes, get in the cab," hypothetically speaking. And she begins to quiz us on things like, "Are you police officers?" Then at that moment, if it were true, I would start to figure out what was going on. And then Donnie answered, "No." And she said, "Where are you from?" And Donnie would say, "Toronto." And she said, "Really? I'm from Niagara Falls myself, where I live." So that frightened me some more. We got back to the hotel, and after we split up and I went to my room, hypothetically speaking, and Donnie went to his, a mere 6 to 7 minutes later, there's pounding on my door. I opened the door, said woman would be at the door, bursting in, taking her knee, jamming it in my crotch, lifting her top and going, "You want a party, baby?" And at my age and terrified of hookers, I would yell, "I only have $17. I could have said, "Get out of my room, you whore," but I said, "I only have $17. And she said, "That's not enough," and left. A minute later, I thought, oh fuck, she's back. I opened the door, it's perhaps Donnie Coy. And he goes, "Oh well, oh that was fun, oh fuck, I'm fucking, oh fuck. Did she give you a hand job?" I said, "What?" He says, "Did she give you a hand job? I paid her $50 to give you a hand job." I said, "No, she didn't give me a fucking hand job. She left." And he goes, "Well, that's fucking bullshit. I paid her $50 to give you a hand job." And I said, "Well, imagine that, a hooker who lies." If that ever happened. Ladies and gentlemen, next to the stage, a man I've never understood, really, but he's a very funny guy. Manolis. Manolis, to the stage, please.
Let's give it up for Mark Matthews, everyone. Let's do that.
Yeah!
I love you, dude. I do. Kenny's here too. I love Kenny to death. He's one of my favorite people in the world, actually. I'm always happy to see him too. Love you too. I give Donnie too. When I first started doing stand-up comedy, I just want to say Kenny was like was it Kenny? Was it the Groundhog Pub? Was it called the Groundhog Pub? Yeah. I was like when you first start out, you're just like, I want fucking stage time so bad. I want, because no one gave a fuck to give you stage time when you're starting out back then. And I was Wednesday nights, and Kenny would always, all you have to do is show up, and he'd put you on. And every week I would go to Toronto, fucking do my fucking shitty 5 minutes of material, whatever I had, and then and he would give money out. He would give money out to like 2 or 3 guys every week, like $5 or something, maybe $10. And it was like maybe 3 or 4 months in. And there was, about the side note, there was this guy Dan Dunn. He would always fucking be around. This guy Dan Dunn, and for the longest time he thought my name was Menendez. I don't know why. He'd always see me. He goes, Menendez! That's how he always said it to me. Menendez, buy me a beer! Like always that. And then, and every week, I'd go to the Groundhog, do 5 minutes, and end up buying Dan Dunn a fucking beer. And that one magical day, Kenny walked up to me and gave me $5 because I guess he thought I did pretty good that week. And it was like my first fucking $5 I ever made in fucking comedy in my life. And I was like, that moment, it was like, oh, thanks, Kenny. And I was like, I thought in my head at first I was like, I'm gonna keep this forever. And just at that fucking moment, Dan Dunn comes up and goes, Menendez, buy me a beer. And I'm like, I just had the $5 in my hand. And I'm like, here you go, buddy. And then that felt like that was.
That's a great Donnie story.
Yeah. You can't bear not hearing your voice about you for 1 minute. You can't do it, can you? I try to be nice to someone else, and all you can think is, what about me? Yeah, I drive you to a liquor store how many fucking times, you fucking asshole? I've been to every fucking reserve smokes shack in fucking Canada for this guy. I know, you want to know where they are? I'll take you there. I'll fucking take you there in a heartbeat. Shitty cigarettes and vodka, that's our relationship. Donnie kills me because this is the thing about Donnie. He's fucking like if the show starts at like at 9 o'clock and he's like the headliner, he wants to get he would rather get there at like 9:45. Like Donnie wants me to drive the car into the club. Like if I can drive the car right here and open the door and Donnie just gets out and like and then the show's over and gets back into my car and I drive him home. That's what he wants. And it drives me crazy because if I'm like emceeing the show or middle, like I want to be there a little, like I want to be there an hour before the show at least, right? And it was one of these weekends where like we were working Mississauga Yuck-Yucks, and I dropped him off Saturday night. He was lit and having like one of his black Russians in my car as usual, and he goes, okay, what time's the show tomorrow? And I'm about to say, what did I say? I was about to say 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, 9 o'clock. And he cuts me off because he always does. It's like 8 o'clock, right? And I'm like, yeah, 8 o'clock, Donnie. 8 o'clock. So I said, well, what time do you want to leave? What time do you leave? He's like, oh, we'll leave at 7. He goes, well, let's leave at like 7:30. I'm like, 7:30? What the fuck, you crazy? No, we can't leave at 7:30. I go, let's leave at 6. So, or 6:30, I ended up getting there like at 6 o'clock or something like that, and I pick him up and I fucking drive to Mississauga as fast as I fucking can, because I know it's gonna be awesome when we get there. So we get there, and Donnie has this one of these things that he does to me all the time, like, it doesn't matter where I drive him to, he won't wait for me, he just closes the door and walks in. I don't exist anymore. I got what I needed out of you, go fuck yourself. Right? I'm gonna go into the club and fucking do whatever I gotta do. So I'm still locking my car up. He goes into the Mississauga Yuck-Yucks, and and he told me that the chairs are still on the tables. It's like 3 hours before showtime. Like 3 fucking hours. And I'm playing dumb, he comes back. I was like, what the fuck? Did you know the show started at 9 o'clock? I'm like, what are you talking about, Donnie? You said 8 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. I'm like, I don't know, Donnie. You said 8. We're like, what do you want me to? Oh, for fuck's sake. Now I gotta wait for 3 fucking hours? And I'm headlining? Fuck! And I was like, it was one of my happiest moments of my fucking life. You deserve it. And this is my favorite thing, like, You like, how many times, like, I don't know if you have a drinking problem, I just know you like to drink, right? And, yeah. But sometimes I pick you up, you're sober, and sometimes I pick you up, you got, maybe half the bag. If I ask you, you're fine. Anyways, you're always fine. And we were going to Ajax, I think we were going to Ajax. At the time of my life, I had this, I got a car accident, and so I had a rental car. And because I had this rental car for like a week, it was winter time, and I didn't have an ice pick for my fucking window. So I just grabbed this thing out of my car, out of my garage. It was a funnel for oil, but it had like a bend in it, like a bendy straw, the funnel. So it was like that long. And at the end of the reason I grabbed it, because the end of this funnel was hard, right? It was the hard plastic, and I just remember because I was like in dire straits. I'm trying to get the ice off the fucking windshield of my car. So I grabbed the funnel, I turn on the car that's kind of melting, and I'm chiseling the ice off my window with this fucking funnel. That's my life. That's where I'm at in my life, like using funnels to fucking chisel ice. To go to fucking Ajax and pick up this guy. So I throw the funnel in the back seat of my car. I pick him up. He comes in the car with his black Russian. We're driving. We get on the highway, and all of a sudden he just goes, fuck. I'm like, what? He goes, I gotta pee. I'm like, I gotta pee. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to pull over? You want me to go to a gas station? It's like, no, we don't got time. We don't got time. We're gonna be late. I gotta fucking pee. I'm like, what? I said, yo, you want to pee in I got a Tim Hortons cup. So I go, do you want to pee in this Tim Hortons cup? Like that, and he goes, sure, right? He goes, sure. So now he's trying to piss in this fucking Tim Hortons cup, but he can't get the angle he needs to fucking let the urine come out of his fucking cock. So he's just, like, he's kind of trying to do that. He just can't go. And he goes, I can't go, like this, I can't go. I'm like, fuck. And I jokingly say, do you want to use the funnel? Right. And he goes, I swear to God, he goes, perfect. He snatches it out of my hands. So he takes, this is killing me. He takes, I didn't even really see, I kind of watched out of the side of my eye because I was curious, but not that curious. But I'm like, you can't really stare because it is gay kind of. But I'm like, I can't believe this is happening at the same time. And this funnel was used. It was a used funnel. Like, it has been used for oil. There's like oil mildew on the inside of it. So he literally puts his dick in the funnel, but he puts his balls in there too. Right? He's like, poop, like that, and he bends it, because there's a bend in it. He bends it and puts the other part into the fucking Tim Hortons cup, and then he pisses. He just lets it go, and you can hear, I swear to God, I've never heard urine come out of a person like this in my life, because it was just all here, like, it was like a river all here. It was like a lot of fucking urine, so it's just just going free into this fucking funnel, and then all of a sudden he says, I kid you not, he goes, fuck, I think the cup tipped. Does that mean he stopped? No, doesn't mean he stopped. So now he's still pissing directly into the carpet of the car, but in his head, like, well, I'm going through a funnel. It's not like I'm just pissing all over the car. There's still controlled urine going to the floor. So he literally pisses all on the floor of my fucking car, and my rental car, thank God. And then there's a cup that's like maybe that much fucking pissing, and he goes, oh, we got it all. No, the car got it all down. And what are you talking about? He throws it out, and we get to and I don't care. It was to me, it was still a beautiful moment. But it's one of those things where it's like, if I told that to anybody and I asked you, like, well, how old do you think the guy was? And you'd be like, oh, I don't know, 25. It's like, no, 60, okay? 60. I was a 60-year-old man that I did that with. All right, I was hoping to applause for 2 people, thank you. Donnie, when I was starting out, and he was one of those guys, like, I was like when you first start, you go like up and down, like doing good, start doing good for a while, then doing shit for a while, doing good for a while, and I was going through a rut, driving Donnie around from stage time, but I was just kind of tanking for a while, and then I remember this one day, he said to me, he's like, and it's one of those things, yeah, like, you actually said something that I hold on for the rest of my life, and he said, like, we're just driving back, I think from Windsor, and he sensed that I was like bummed out a bit from, like, cause I had a shitty set the night before, and he goes just like this, he goes, casually, he says, like, sometimes, like, you gotta understand, like, an audience is like a dog, they can sense fear, right? And it's like one of those, like, cause like, I guess he could see that I was a little, like, being, like, not confident enough, or just, like, the audience could sense it. I was like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And that was like, a turning moment for me where I just felt more confident and more better about what I was doing with stand-up comedy. And I'd like to thank you for that, because, thank you. And I don't really have much more to say, but the fact that, you know, I love you more than, like, I love you to death, man. Yeah, I love you to death. I'll die for you guys. Thank you very much.
Manolis, thank you so much, Manolis. Donnie, I love you more. Oh, fuck you, Walker. Maybe you love him in 26 different voices, but I love him. And for those who didn't want to come on stage because, and they had no other reason other than they really couldn't think of anything nice to say. David Merry was here, and you saw Glenn Foster here. And I apologize because if anybody's watching me, I hate it when someone does this during a show, but I just got an email from Scott Harris. I shit you not. Okay, I tried to get there. Left here at 3:30, and at 4:30 I was at Ontario Place, about a 2-minute drive from my home. There was no way I was going to make it, but before I ended, I wouldn't have gotten home until 9 p.m. Fuck, it's all about him. The Gardner and the Lakeshore, do I give a fuck, are both being torn up and have tons of lane closures, making it a nightmare for anyone trying to enter the city. Exactly. Yeah, I went to my dentist in St. Catharines the other day, and he took me down. What the, you cock fuck, what is all this about? I just couldn't do it. So sorry, but I hope it was a huge success. You know what? Hang on. Everyone asked about you. I don't want to ruin this day. Yet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody talks about Donnie and that. Remember, I still had, like Manolis, I had the opportunity to watch shows every night. 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, sold out for 2.5 years straight in Niagara Falls. That place was a fucking moneymaker. I didn't see much of it, but you did okay. But I got to watch great comics. Brent Butt, when he was a middle, I got to see Jerry Seinfeld. I got to open for Jerry Seinfeld because Roger Chandler fell asleep at the side of the fucking highway. Donnie goes, we're going to have the cook open for you. Jerry Seinfeld goes, the cook? The cook's going to open the show? You can't be serious. You can't have the cook open the show. There you go. Boy, these people cooking chicken wings. There's a couple of guys I always look forward to seeing. Pat Bullard, because he had the same birthday as me and he was always the handsome guy I wished I could be. Wade Fleming, it was always fun just because there was so many stories after he left town. And somebody who always... Thanks for trying to catch it. Oh yeah, there would be. Oh, okay, fine. And the gentleman who's about to come up, ladies and gentlemen, simply the fabulous Kenny Robinson.
Yeah!
Bad back and all, buddy.
Very nice to be here in this yucks for the first time. It is my first time here, and they're not even open. That's great. So, anyway, big round of applause. Mark's been great. Helped organize this. That's the thing. Donnie owned 4 clubs, and during the comedy boom, he was going to open up a club in New Orleans and talk to me about me being the manager there. And I'm glad that didn't happen, or I would have been the Mark Matthews of fucking New Orleans. Donnie and I go back a long time. I knew him back before when they had Monday nights at Yucks, okay? So I talked to Donnie when nobody else would. And it's true. And there's been a lot of jokes tonight about Donnie's drinking. And I think you look great for everything you've done to your body. And, you know, your tan looks great, or it's fucking, it's your liver. One of the two. But the color looks good on you, Donnie. And, you know, there's been a lot of jokes about Donnie's drinking, and, you know, if you listen to all these jokes, you think that Donnie drank away all of his clubs. Well, that's not true. He only drank away one of them. He gambled and whored the other 2 away. And the one just fell apart because of bad management. But anyway. But I've known Donnie a long time. In fact, he says we're family, and to prove it, he made me sit in the car while he went and fucked a 20-year-old in the hotel room. True story. I called and asked his daughter Ange if she was going to come, and she said not if he's going to be there. Donnie was a great father. He gave his daughters everything money could buy. And you know, for that, you know, sometimes our children don't always appreciate the things we do. You know, and Ange, I'm pissed that Quigley got her because he wasn't even a fucking headliner then. But I remembered when Donnie's daughter, Donnie came into the club, it was before the first show, and he goes, Ange's got her fucking rags for the first time. And I was kind of taken back when he said that, you know, and I thought, well, I could scold Donnie, and that would do no good. So I just said, I was afraid the bitch was pregnant. And after that, he didn't make statements like that about his daughters anymore. So part of that, all of us. I had the pleasure of working with Donnie in Montreal the second week of the 4 it was open. And poor Donnie called me, we ate those saltwater bagels, he called and goes, fuck, I just broke my tooth off in the bagel. And I didn't have the heart to tell him it was from all the bad snacks he ate in the 80s. But Donnie was always great though. Donnie's one of the all-time greatest liars. Okay? A great fucking liar, and you believe him. Otherwise, he would never have the marriage that lasted as long as it did. But, like he told Wayne Fleming and I, he was going to take us to LA, and he was going to manage us and get in his apartment, and we believed him. It wasn't until the fucking part about the pony. But, and I laid in bed with his daughter, and she said, I get the fucking pony first. But anyway. But Donnie's always generous, you know, he bought himself an escort, he always bought the MC or the opener one, and, you know, got him one of their own, or said, wipe your mouth and go see my friend. He was always the best guy that way. And see, Donnie was always fun. Because I knew Donnie before he had a club. And before he had a club, he had a gambling bust that he almost wound up going to jail for. So when he was able to just get into the club business and had all that legal problems behind him, it was fun. Because back in the day, Hamilton did 5 shows, right? And you stayed at the Royal Connaught when it was the best hotel in town, and you got fucking gas money. Yeah. Hotel and gas. And you're 40 minutes from fucking Toronto. Dig that, you know? And then Donnie met with his Hebrew partners, and they said, stop it. And, in fact, Mark, there'd still be the Niagara Falls Club if you hadn't hidden how much he fucking drank. You didn't know it was famous, you know? We could have done an intra-fucking-vention, but no, you had to hide the fucking sins. You know, but, and so we'd always have fun no matter where we went, because we drink together, you know, and we always had more fun out of town, because he couldn't be seen, you know, with a Negro in Hamilton. But, well, Buffalo was different. Buffalo, we got there because both of us dressed like we had no business being on the loose. And we could, like, ask girls for directions, and, you know, I go over and excuse me, how do you get to Mickey Rat's? And they fucking gun it. And then, like, we'd stop and ask prostitutes for direction, and they'd fucking run. Okay, they'd see Donnie's car, and the whores on fucking Buffalo would run. Okay, the Chippewa Street whores ran when they saw fucking Donnie's car. Not the expensive ones he had that talked to him more than his wife did. No, I'm talking about the cougar that he sold to fucking Ron Vaudry, whose girlfriend set it on fire afterwards. And you can still find the DNA stains of fucking Donnie on the front seats anyway. But, we changed. Whores ran from us, Donnie. Street.
You were wearing a fur coat.
Oh, you were wearing a fedora and saying you had $20 $20 the easy way, okay?
Same thing in Vancouver.
Vancouver was different. Vancouver said, Donnie said to me, give me your money and I'll go to the casino. I said, tell you what, give me your money and give me half your money, and when you come back, you'll still have half your fucking money. But, oh yeah, Donnie, we went to this blues bar, and I guess we looked like we were out of towners, and this drunk woman comes up and she goes, are you guys musicians? And this is Donnie. Donnie, like, you know what he said? No, no, no. And just at the end of the conversation, fuck off, drunk bitch, I don't want to talk to you, right? But not Donnie. You never met a drunk bitch you didn't want to talk to, okay? So he goes, yes, we are. We're in town to do a private gig. And I'm going, oh, fuck, now there's some conversation. And I gotta be this motherfucker's wingman on this shit now. And she's saying, why don't you guys get up and why don't you get up and sing and play your harmonica? I'm going, there you go, Donnie, there's our fucking bluff. So she goes, what do you guys call yourself? So Donnie was going to say Salt and Pepper, not knowing that another hip-hop act had taken that thing. So I said Assault and Battery. And most women got the sense to leave with that one, but this one was a cold, hard groupie. But it's always fun crossing the border with Donnie, and you know, and Donnie's made some mistakes along the way. We all have. And he hasn't always gotten a fair deal. I mean, you know, you gave Steve Ward a job to manage one of your clubs, and he not only did your money disappear, but he did his act in front of your customers, which is the reason they fucking disappeared. You were the only one decent enough to tell Chris Pongrak 30 years ago, you're no good. So he went on his own to prove it. You were the guy that actually was funny because the first there was Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, and then Donnie opened this room called Crackers, and it was great. You know, it was a nice little walk-up room. What street was on? It was on King Street, right?
Right over here, yeah.
Yeah, so you had to walk up the stairs to get there, and it was a good room. And I wasn't getting, Yucks wasn't letting me headline, you know. So Donnie said, well, fuck. He gave a guy named Rick Sullivan $400 to headline. So I said, well, you can't do that again. So, because Rick was a stolen joke guy, definitely never worth fucking $400. So, you know, I said, shit, me and Fleming would have done a show for $400. How'd this fucking guy walk you for $400? So anyway, so Donnie brings me in the headline, and then he asked me, you know, I said, well, Mark, they want to cut a deal. And he says, well, tell Mark I might want to talk to him. So I get a call for doing a gig, and I said to Mark, well, you know, Donnie would like to talk to you. Who asked you to be Henry Kissinger? So I just pretended I didn't know who that was. And, who? Is he the shortstop with the Indians? And then that was the end of that one. But for years, Donnie would always get drunk with Bill Robinson out west. And they would say, if they ever get too bad, we'll take down our fucking signs and put our own up. And that might have been the better way to go sometimes. Hey, Donnie, but it's too fucking late now. Yeah. So, should have done it when...
we could afford to.
Well, you could afford it to. That would have been a good time to, you know, but it was great because you're part of the boom. There wouldn't have been a comedy boom without Donnie Coy. You know, Hamilton was the greatest place to play. The waitresses were the best waitresses. They used to lift up their shirts and show over their tits after the last show on Saturday night. You don't get that at the fucking Super Club. Not unless it's fucking Rainbow Week. And that was good until Jeff Fink came to town and had to call Judy, so then Judy had to bitch to Lydia. And there was no more tits allowed at the end of the fucking week. And then Judy told Lydia that Lydia shouldn't let comics bring the waitresses up to the room to fuck them. So I said, fine, I'll get a blowjob in the parking lot. You paid for the parking anyway. You know, and you had Sam Kinison empty your fucking room. You had him walk your fucking room.
You brought him back. Yeah,
you brought him back. Because you're the only guy that never thought of trying to nail him for the fucking bar tab he left you with. Sam would empty a room, and the bar tab was always twice the amount Sam was supposed to get paid. And never did you fucking complain. Because you said Sam's brilliant, and I understand an And we had a great time one time. I don't want to be like some of the other guys telling all the stories about them. But there's a great time. There's the second week the Yuck Yucks in Buffalo was open, and Sam Kinison hadn't broken big yet. He was supposed to come in headline. And it was 4th of July weekend. So of course the club's fucking empty, because why? It's 4th of July weekend! But Canadians don't figure out that Americans are shooting their guns off in the air and killing their neighbors. So there's no Sam. Sam doesn't fucking show up. And the club was well one night, but you know, not on the 4th. But Sam never showed up. And there was a heroin comic named Tommy Cox that he made a great phone call. He had the hotel swimming pool say, Donnie Coy, collect call from Sam Kinison. So Donnie almost breaks his fucking jaw, slipping, climbing out of the pool. And he runs to the phone, yes, we'll take the call, And then Tommy said, yes, this is the Erie, Pennsylvania State Police Department. We've pulled over Sam Kinison speeding at about 112 miles an hour. The fine will be $500. He says that if you will wire the money, you'll release him because apparently he has a performance to do for you. And Donnie's like, yes, whatever. So then Tommy says, good. Tommy Cox will be over in about 50 minutes to pick that $500 up. Except Donnie didn't know it was Tommy. So anyway, yeah, so Donnie, you've been great for the business, and you're a survivor, and good times, bad times, whatever comes around, you're still standing, and we're grateful for it, and thank you for the guy that you've been all these years, and I'm glad you got your pension. So, you know, you're probably waiting for your pension, so I'm glad that came, and thank you very much.
Fabulous Kenny Robinson, who almost got me fired through head office one time. Kenny, remember when you broke the mic stand in Niagara Falls and the joke you made?
No. Tell the people.
You want me to say that word?
Say it. There's only me here.
Kenny's up on stage ranting and raving it, and wham! Slams the mic stand down, and they asked me to fill out reports every week as to how the comics did. So I just made shit up. They were awesome. They were great. And Kenny always wrote he had walkouts because they thought that was cool. But Kenny said there was one show that didn't go quite well, so he was pissed. He slams down the mic stand, and he says, so you got to put that on your report? And I said, no. He goes, you know what to put on there? He says, just write, nigger broke the mic stand. So I did. In quotes. Next thing I got a call from Jeff Silverman. I don't find this appropriate. Well, he doesn't have a voice like that. But anyway, I don't know how he does it. But anyway, that's what happened. And they were going to call me out on it. I don't even know if they ever called you about that. There's a lot of shit they didn't call me about. The booze thing. Kenny, by the way, I didn't hide it. I got the free bottles from the United guy. I put them into Donnie's little bar because that wouldn't fuck up my booze costs. Oh yeah, the parties afterward, I don't even talk. I noticed we got some former staff from Niagara Falls. I see you guys finally freed up Bob. 2 who know Donnie better than most. Remember, we give them a fucking raise. So you know what I do? Every week I'd add 2 to 3 hours to their paycheck, and you guys gave them a raise. So that's how that worked out. Yeah, it didn't kill it. And Skippy, remember Skippy asked me to do his laundry? Yep, Donnie takes the phone. I said, Skippy just asked me to do his laundry. All I hear on the other end is, Donnie goes, just send him, drive him over to the dry cleaners. I went, fuck him, he can walk. Oh, and on the reports, the one last thing I want to mention, a fellow who did send us back another little note, Scott hasn't responded yet, was on those reports, I always filled out, Stuart Francis did well. Donnie always believed me, but I got flack from everybody else, but you kept booking him. And you were smart enough to see that. So there were many, many things. Donnie, everybody's had a chance to have a few shots at you. You and I spent a lot of time together, through a lot of shit, the pool. When my dad died, you gave me a call. You were one of the first people to call me. The night your dad passed away, I drove you to the hospital to see him, and then you said, just take the car. And I went, fuck, I got a Benz for the weekend. There's so many things that we've been through. Calling my ex-wife a cunt. That's the only time I quit the club. And it was the only time you ever apologized for a joke. But there's been more things, and you know, ultimately you were right. But it's now your turn, Donnie. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the man who brought comedy to Niagara Falls, the godfather of comedy himself, Mr. Donnie Coy. Oh, but wait, you need to sit down. Oh yeah, you do. No, this ain't your. You gotta pee again.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
I
I
Sit
gotta
down.
pee too.
No, you don't fucking.
And then eat
Really?
a fucking drink.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a catheter yet. I really don't. What's that, love? You'll put it in. Yeah, I bet. If I had a nickel for every time you probably said that. Thank you again to Peter Quigley, Clifford Myers, Jerry Hall, Terry Clement, Mark Walker, Darren Frost, Manolis, Kenny Robinson, and Sharon, are you here while he's in the washroom? Where's Sharon? Sharon, I shouldn't do this, but I don't know Sharon. Is Sharon here?
I'm here. It's okay.
Okay, come and sit down. Did you have a nice time? Did you have fun? Not talking to you yet, Sharon. I'll bring you up. God, everybody wants to be a star. What? No, I'll give you a cue. It'll be kind of like this. All right? Well, you were Donnie's former secretary? First secretary.
His first business, I was the first assistant he ever.
In his first business, you were the first administrative assistant he ever had. What was his first business?
An employment agency.
Oh, so he was a headhunter, an employment agency. Yeah. He found people, what? Oh my God, what?
Sorry, but headhunter.
Well, headhunter. You never heard that term in the employment industry?
Yes.
Yeah, so what fucking shocked you there, Sharon? Yeah, you were his first secretary, all right. But what was funny? It was just odd to be called that? They always called him that.
Headhunter.
Headhunter. Oh, it's a play on words with cocksucking in it. Okay. I could have said something else like, you know, fellatio, but that's just stupid. What's that?
But what was that first job?
What was that first job? Well, once again, you scared me. But that's nice, Sharon. So we're going to have you up in a minute. As soon as I'm sorry. I'm sorry to talk while you're talking. Go ahead. No, I'm sorry. Now you're quiet. Go ahead. What? Are you okay? Where did you go? Did you just go smoke a joint or what? You wanted to go pee?
Yeah.
I wouldn't let you?
Well, you got me back here.
No, I just asked if you were in the room. I didn't ask you to. Oh, well, fine. Fuck it. I'm hitting on your old secretary, you headhunter, you. Anyway, come and sit down. Your former secretary. Sit, Donnie, please. Can I have my hat?
Donnie, don't start. I'm still drying my hair. There you go, my dear.
Sharon, could you come up here, please? Before you get a chance to speak, Donnie, well, come this way. It's easier. Sit down, please. Before Donnie gets a chance to rebut everything he's been put to him, Sharon has a special little thing to do.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Donnie Coy. Happy birthday to you. I love you.
That it? So nobody else gonna sing? Thank you very much, Sharon. I fucking should have married you. At least I would have got a blowjob. But anyway. I don't know where to start, and I know I'm going to leave people out because, you know, it's such a big fucking crowd. First and foremost, I want to thank, well, for the last 30 years, literally, my real family, and the only family I care about are my fellow comics, those that are here today, and those that wanted to be but couldn't make it for any reason. That meant the most to me, other than fucking Darren Frost. I still hold him a fucking run across the parking lot with a fucking truck. But anyway, yes, so I won't name my comics in favorite order, but obviously I'm the proudest of my longest relationships with my comic buddies. The longest one that is here today anyway, well, two of them, Kenny and Glenn Foster. I've known since we all started out pretty much within a year or two of each other, and we've remained friends and cohorts for all those years, so it really meant a lot that they both showed up. David Mary, who was here earlier, bless him, same thing. Scott Harris for not showing up. But I was shocked. Oh, it's not my tribute? Fuck it, I'm not going. I want to thank again, especially sometimes, you know, unfortunately, the weather didn't cooperate. This party was supposed to carry on till the wee hours of the morning out in the patio, but unless you're willing to get totally soaked and on the outside as well, that ain't going to happen. But if you want to stick around and have a few more cocktails, please, until they kick us out. I'd love to say hi and talk to each of you individually. I know that can't happen, some of you have other commitments. That's what I was getting at. I want to thank the real people that went out of their way, literally drove, well, by the time they get home, over 100, 200 kilometers. Very good friends from London, Patty, the darling sweetheart. O'Brien, not O'Hara. I was drunk the night I tried to pick her up. Quick way not to get a blowjob, call a chick the wrong name. But she's been a buddy and a friend of mine for years and years and years, and a lot of nice hot tub sessions. And no, I just meant in a nice way. Patty is so sharp, my fellow little Irish girl here. She is so sharp. One night we're all naked in the hot tub, and she made Fleming go home. Anyway, and Peter Quigley, you know, who's still trying to be a lawyer. I thank him. He forgot the best part of his Mexican. The first time I met his wife, he goes, "Donnie, this is my wife." I go, "Oh, I met you before. You cleaned my room today." That's why she's not here. The real reason. But we've been buddies and adversaries for years and years and years, and he's a lawyer, and he's going to make sure that I get some fucking money out of my future. So I have to be nice to him. Well, not really, when I see the fucking bill. What else can I say? Yes, my Niagara Falls people that came out of their way, thank you very much. God bless you. A friend back who, shit, well, I hate to say this, because, well, fuck you all know, it's not like I'm lying about my age. Literally a friend for like 40 plus years ago, was married to my very good buddy, and now her, like me, found out that we both married the wrong fucking person. But thanks for coming all the way from Allison. Diane, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing your friend. And Daryl, great memories of, we all talk about, like Kenny said, that I think the best club that ever existed in the history of Yuck Yucks was the one, unfortunately only lasted 12, 14 years, was the Royal Connaught Basement Club. To this day, I'm not taking anything away from any of the other Yucks coast to coast, but in the heyday, when comedy first started, that was the room to work. Mike McDonald had a great line, because Hamilton was a pretty tough, and still is, a pretty tough city for comics to work in. You never know what kind of crowd you're going to get. Could be fucking rich fucks from Lancaster, could be fucking Barton Street Hells Angels. You didn't know, especially a second show Friday. That's what drove me to drink. It's, oh, fuck, here comes second show Friday. Better get as drunk as they are. Yeah, fuck off. You go to a meeting and they'll call it an excuse, but fuck off, it's the truth, all right? But Mike McDonald said it all. I think it was probably only maybe, not even the end of year one, his second visit, he goes, you know, I figured something out. At the time, there was only 4 Yuck Yucks, but there was other clubs, and you know, in the States he was working. And he goes, if you can work a second show Friday in Hamilton and do really well, there's not a fucking comedy club in the world that you can't work and do really well in. And that was a great compliment, meaning that you had to face adversity, you had to learn in your head how to become a pro, and banter if when it called for, and fucking ignore it, even though it hurt you to ignore it. You didn't want to fucking ignore it. A lot of guys' careers died because they wouldn't fucking ignore it. A lot of guys' careers, follow me, you just got fucking drunk and didn't listen to them. Or just said, fuck off. I want to thank my personal close friends for the last 10 years. You know, everybody, and I'm sure everybody in this room can relate, your life changes over the years. And the last 10 years, I've become part of another family, represented tonight by my lovely landlady, and I hate using that word, and she hates it too. My new family and friends, Doe and her sister Janie, thank you so much. My good friends from Boomers, my new little pub that I drink at now, Dougie is here. We actually have the same birthday, and I roasted him just off the top of my head one night that they had a party for him on his 60th, and he doesn't even like me, but he thought, fuck, payback. He'll come and watch me get my ass fried tonight. Thanks for coming out, guys. I can't name everybody. Jerry, Manolis, and Clifford, God bless you guys. Relatively new, and you're right, I gave you a start in fucking Hooters. And almost like the Mike McDonald thing. If you were funny for fucking free, people didn't pay. A lot of people didn't even realize it was a fucking show. Like, what the hell? We're trying to eat our wings, and there's a fat guy yelling at us. And then I brought up the fatter guy. But Jerry, for the last few years, have been taking care of me. My little brother, and I say that sincerely, folks, Manolis, you people don't realize how close we are and what this kid has done for me over the years. I love you dearly. I love you dearly, buddy. Your little brother I never had. Mark used to pretend he was my little brother, and I always laugh when they say, "Is that your dad?" But that actually happened more than once. But I'm glad you fucking caught up, so nobody will say that anymore. I'm glad to see we see the same fucking dentist too. But yes, Mark and I, we go way back, and he's helped me out in tight spots, and likewise, and he's covered for me. And I'd like to thank Kenny for not bringing up the fact that I cheated on my wife with a Diet 7-Up girl in 1987. It's my first supermodel. He was just jealous. I had bragging rights. Anyways, no, guys, really seriously, thanks for coming up. I think they all did a great job. I really do. Thank you very much for doing that. Obviously, I want to thank, like I say, I have everybody goes through a new chapter every 10 years, apparently, in your life, and Chrissy, it's so ironic that these two, they met, like, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago. We were doing some sort of fundraiser downtown, I think it was one of your, I don't know, Galley Pump or something like that. But they met that night. They remained friends on Facebook, likewise. Sharon is my longest personal friend that's here. I hired Sharon. She was a waitress at the old Undermount, and she was going to school and trying to become a secretary and whatever. And when I split from Great Personnel, I opened Coy and Associates, and she was my lovely secretary. She's gorgeous now, but fuck, you should have seen her then. I had guys, I swear, guys come in and go, "Does your wife know what your secretary looks like?" And then, I don't know how that stuck in my head, but years later, that's how I hired the Helm waitress staff. So. I throw a buck on the floor, they bend over and go, "Fuck, you're hired." I don't give a shit you can't serve. They made me money. You're a sweetheart. I love you, dude. Chrissy, what can I say? You've always been there for me, support-wise, too. I have a great story about Chrissy. A lot of people wonder. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. We just are really good friends, and she's my fellow Irish drinking partner. But the first time we got so drunk, and of course I don't drive, so I said to Chrissy, well, I guess I could say, fuck it, I'll just sleep here. So we're laying in bed, and I just like giving her a hug. I wasn't like hitting on her or anything. Because I knew I was too drunk to fucking do anything anyway. But anyways, we're kind of hugging and we're snuggling, and I knew I was going to be good friends with her, because she turned her head, and she goes, "My husband's going to freak in the morning." Thank you for being there for me, sweetheart. Holy shit, yeah, Last Minute Larry's. Thank you for representing them. Larry was supposed to be here.
Yeah,
oh, shit, Laura's here. Chris, thank you, guys. Thanks for coming. Hello, Last Minute Larry's, guys. That's about it. Jerry and Mark, thank you for putting this together. Manolis, thanks for taking a super early flight so you could be here. Wouldn't be right if you weren't here, buddy. Mace, representing the new future that I will fucking take credit for. We never get to see Mace. I want to thank Tracy was here earlier. We do a fundraiser. Oh, she's still here? There she is. We do a fundraiser on Sundays. Actually, are we sold out next Sunday?
Yes. Yes.
It's sold out, so fuck, don't come. And Neil from Moncton, this guy literally got a police escort out of, he lives in Moncton, he had to get a police escort to get the fucking plane on Thursday. Not to do yes skates, just so he could be at my tribute. Billy Nadler, holy fuck, that goes way back. Yeah, the only guy that's ever made Ben Guy look funny. All right.
We love you, Donnie!
Fuck off! Don't drink and drive, and I have DVDs for sale outside. Thank you so much. If you can stick around, fine. If you can, I understand. Thanks for coming out. God bless you. And I hope if you're not 65, and I know a few of you are lying about it, I hope you make it. I didn't think it would be an age that I would see, but you know what? Then I got realized, fuck off. I hope I see 75, and there'll be no more parties, mind you.
Oh, yes, sir.
No, because I'll just be a fucking vegetable. And anybody can make fun of a vegetable. That's Darren Frost. He does it every night. Thanks a lot, guys. Good night.
Yeah, I'll just take you to your table.